Psychology and analytical psychology in general often hones in around paedophilia, and it often hones in around psychopathic behaviour. And you can see that both of them, a large majority of that, is from some abuse and traumatic event that they have suffered. Now, I've recently heard of a homophobic attack, and this really shocked me because it was homophobia is very bizarre, but I want to state a possible percentage of homophobia and what it's based on. It is based on a person who is living a life that they claim to be straight, but they're actually in the closet. They're actually homosexual. And because of this, the only behaviour that they can project is homophobic behaviour. If I am angry with anybody, it is because that person has something that I wish to have, is something I wish to be, owns a trait that I can never have. Now, when you bring this reflection into homophobia, you realise that the person who is so hateful of the gay male or female, he's projecting an anger from a past dark traumatic experience, which is he is actually in the closet. So all homophobia could be translated into people screaming to come out of the closet with their sexuality, but it makes them angry because unfortunately they never had the world explained to them properly. They probably had a caveman scraping his knuckles along the floor as a dad who told him he had to be straight, he had to fancy girls, and little Tom, Dave and Darren, when they're screaming and throttling and beating up gay people, or just projecting this horrible projection of homophobia tendencies, what they're actually saying is they don't like girls, they like men. But we can't say it out loud, we can't tell our mates about it. So I'm going to project it in this way. Now just think about this for a minute. Now, in the past, I've been very comfortable with using gay humour. I've never been afraid to say a gay joke. I've never been afraid to speak to gay people. Like, I've seen some straight men who believe that they are in a reality, that something's going to happen if they ever speak to a gay man. And this is pure insecurity. You have no security of your sexuality. You are just purely insecure. And there is a large majority of straight men that will be in the closet. And the only way that they can act this out is in homophobic behaviour, tendencies. Now, we see this in all walks of life. The man beater in domestic violence, when confronted by a man, he becomes a petrified girl. Racism, when we call out a racist person, you see that they're attracted to that opposite race, but they was, again, little Dave, little Darren, they couldn't basically be comfortable with their feelings. They had to learn somebody else's brainwashed dogma, and that dogma becomes them, and they suppress everything, and all that horrible dark taboo stuff that the mummy and daddy tried to basically say you couldn't do, that just grows stronger to the point where you actually want to do it. But because you know that you can't, it's much better to look like a homophobic nutter than to come out the closet as a gay person and go to gay pride and walk standing up with your shoulders back, proud and loud, that Dave and Darren are hand in hand out of the closet now. But instead of that, you'll go around and you'll have this strange sort of narrative, and if you listen out for it, you'll see it, and it's usually in the most insecure man you'll ever meet. Oh, I'm not talking to him, he's a woolly woofter, he's a pufter, he is. And it's like, what is your problem? It's not just consciousness stuck in the past, it's insecurity at the deepest level. They are worried of what the gay man stirs up, that sexuality that's never been realised. Now when you're so super secure, when you only have one sexuality and you know this, you don't have anything to worry about, you don't have anything to joke about, you don't have anything to say. You are very, very comfortable in your own skin. Next time you look at a homophobic person, if it's your mate, if it's one of your friends, just look at how insecure he is with his sexuality. Ask yourself, he's probably had loads of girlfriends, and he's probably not had many long-term relationships, and he's probably in trouble a lot, he's probably drinking, he'll probably be, you can put this down to a profile, he'll be binge drinking, he'll be a FIFA player, your boyfriend who's straight playing on the computer FIFA. This is a homosexual man in the closet, homophobic. Ask him, what his thoughts are, and if he says, I've never really thought about it, and he's calm as a cucumber, then he probably has never really thought about it. But if he stands up and starts to yell, and starts to splurt this homophobic crap out of his mouth, he is, like everybody else who's homophobic, just in the closet, dying to come out, screaming. That homophobic attack is actually them screaming to come out. And it's never been revealed, and the statistics are saying now 99.5% are homophobic people have a brain scan, and this is revealed to be the reason. And unfortunately not many of them can go through the process because of family issues and friendship issues, but it's just great to get out there and point this out, to at least show it up for what it really truly is.